Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. Today we're doing a tiny home. Well, we do those a lot. I said that kind of like it was something unique and something different that we've never done before, but we've definitely done something similar, but not as cool as this one because it's new. So I actually wanted to I wanted to use a lot of the new sort of stuff that came along with the seasons patch. Like I wanted to use like the glass roofs and all that, and I tried to, but it didn't really work out in the end, so there's no glass roof. It didn't. The thing is, what I would love to be able to do with the roofs is have like like the sort of middle section of it be glass, and then the surrounding sections just be regular roof, which you can kind of do in some circumstances in terms of how you on some houses, depending on how you roof it, you could actually get like a skylight in the middle. But in this case, it wasn't really possible. As you can see just then, I was just like playing around with the glass and that. I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. In this case, it wasn't really possible. So instead, I just kept the roof pretty simple. I just kept it like that. Thought it looked pretty modern. And I sort of extended the eaves a little bit so they sort of hang over the edge and provide a little bit of extra shade. One thing I also wish we could do with the roofs, specifically in regards to glass roofing, was that we really need windows that go on the walls that sit underneath the roofs. Like we need like triangular windows or like some way, because I guess having fixed shaped windows wouldn't be ideal. Really what you'd need to do is have like, I guess the wall just turn into a transparent wall, and then it just sort of fits the shape of the roof no matter what it is. I don't know how that would work, but it'd be cool, and that's what it should do. So I'm going to say let's do that. Let's sort it out. Let's get it happening. Anyway, so this build, I'd like, it's supposed to be a tiny build, but I didn't want it to be like completely compact or like something so small that it's just annoying to live in or furnish. So I made it like it's big enough to fit everything that we need in it. So we just have a pretty simple kitchen. There's no bin in the kitchen. I do put a bin in the bathroom and one outside, but actually I don't even... Yeah, no, I do. I put one in the bathroom and one outside, so we're good. I don't think it's in the recording though, so I think you'll see it in the screenshots, but not in the video here. So originally, I was going to put the kitchen there with a door to the bathroom on that side, then we'd have a door to the bedroom on the other side, but it very quickly turned out that that wasn't going to work particularly well. I also, as you can see, was playing around with using like darker colors. Like so for the door, we have like a black door at the moment, and we have like those sort of dark blue counters. I still really like those counters in blue, and I'm determined to use them somewhere because I think I tried to use them in a previous build at some point. But then I don't think I ever did. I think I was going to, and then I changed it. And then the same with this one. I was like, I was going to, and then I changed it. I'm gonna have to design a house around using a blue countered kitchen. I think is going to be the plan. Yeah. So this is what I realized is like, okay, well, having the kitchen there actually doesn't really leave any room for like a sitting area. So instead, I was like, okay, well, if we just switch the kitchen to the other side where it's only 3 squares wide, then we can sort of move the living room to the other side where there's a bit more space, and it all sort of worked out a little bit better that way. And I also decided to, because we got this big blank wall behind the couch there. So basically I'm trying to keep everything as light as possible in terms of colors because it is such a small space. The darker items you use, the smaller it will feel. And we're already using these sort of dark wood floors that flow from the outside all the way in, which is good because the sort of flowing lines of the floorboards going through to the exterior makes the whole place look bigger, but because it is also a darker color, if we start using dark wallpapers, like doors and all that stuff, it'll make the place like really, really close in. And we already have like the black framed windows as well. So then I kept everything on the inside, like all the inner walls like white, and we have lighter furniture, so it really sort of just makes the place a lot brighter. Likewise, obviously we have a lot of mirrors. We've got the mirror on the wall there. We've got the mirror coffee table as well. It's basically just to make the whole place feel a lot more open. And because this is a tiny home, I decided to do like a lot of little decoration items here and there, sort of tucked away, like how we got that little flower underneath the table there and the sort of books on top. Like I'm trying to make it look like, you know, they've kind of put stuff everywhere in every little nook and cranny they possibly can while still keeping it neat. And by the way, what I was just doing there on the wall, I was trying to, like, I wanted to do some wall detailing because it looked like the wall looked a little bit blank up there. For a tiny home, you usually utilize every little space that you get. So I was like, oh, maybe I can do a little wall detailing up there. It didn't look very good because the lighting made it look completely different colors. So instead, I did those sort of wall lamps. I tried to use the lights in this build in a... to sort of bring more focus to the lights and make them part of the design. So I'm trying to use lots of different sorts of lights everywhere that just make the place look a little bit more interesting. I really wanted to use those candles on this little table here, but as you saw, it didn't really work out at all. So instead, I found a different lamp that was gonna fit. But you can see I went through so many different ones. I was trying to avoid doing like a really tall one there because it was already a small table that was quite tall. And I didn't really want to not outshine, I guess, draw attention away from the actual seat that was also there, because that was kind of supposed to be the main focus of that little section. And then we're just doing a little dining section there in the kitchen and a nice light directly above it. Like I said, I'm trying to use lights in this particular build to be more of a centerpiece rather than hidden away. Though I did do some hidden light because it was a little bit dark, so I think I just did another spotlight up the top. I was going to do those sort of really nice geometric chandeliers, but it then we're just having too many lights. So we got to use lighting sparingly in terms of the large pieces that we're actually using. So I decided not to use that. Also, hey, I added a little bit of color through those knives. You got little red-handled knives, which I thought was good. Because I'm also aware that this build doesn't have a lot of color on the interior because I am trying to use all the lighter colors, like just using whites and that to keep it nice and bright and make it feel bigger than it is. We sort of lose a lot of the color in the build, so I decided to bring it in through a few of the decorative pieces, like the fruit bowl that we placed on the table, the red knives on the wall, and then we have those little, a bunch of little flowers and plants around the build as well. There's a lot of plants that I end up placing in this place because it just adds that little bit of color. And I have a lot of fun with the bedroom once we get there, which I think in terms of placing decorative items, so we'll have a look at that soon. I really wanted to use, I did actually really like the gold framed shower there that I was just when I was cycling through the colors. The only problem I had with it is the tiles on that gold frame shower, they turned to the black tiles, which I didn't want to use the black tiles because it was going to be too dark and make the room feel really, really small, because especially in this bathroom where the window is up so high, so we just have walls everywhere. So it makes it, if you start using dark tiles and dark slate and all that, it just doesn't, it would feel a little claustrophobic. And we already, like I said, we already have the dark floorboards, so we gotta be mindful of keeping everything like feeling like it's bigger than it actually is. That's always the trick. So I just thought I'd use the new seasons bed. Like I said, I was trying to use a lot of the new seasons content in this. Like most of that bathroom I think is all season stuff. And then this bedroom is. Yeah, so actually here is where I tried to play around with the glass roof, because I was like, I really want to do like a skylight to the bedroom. It's like maybe I can get the roof to stick out on the other side. It doesn't work. There's no way I could get it to sort of look normal and have, I was like, damn it, I really wanted to make it work, but it just wasn't going to happen. So I had to concede that there was going to be no glass roof on this build, unfortunately, and instead just use this bed. Now this could have been a very simple bedroom, and it was going to be, but then I was like, I feel like we need a few more windows in this. Like we need a little bit more light. So I actually decided to do those full-length windows just on the side, but it actually ends up, because it was like, at first I was like, that looks kind of weird. Like, why would you just have that weird wall section in there? I was like, what can I put there to make it look good? And then I don't even know why I started pulling out chimneys, but I was like, actually, you know what? Putting a chimney in this place looks kind of cool. It also gives it a super, like, I think specifically putting that chimney in gives it this really retro vibe to the build. It looks like a mid-century modern build, specifically with that roof and that chimney. It starts looking like this weird mid-century build that maybe has been renovated to be a little bit modern. At least that's the kind of vibe I get from it. And I thought it looked really cool, so that's why I rolled with it. So actually, the chimney's actually floating now. I could have built it out of walls, I could have just put walls there and made it, like that, but I thought because the chimney is a little bit more sleek than the walls, and you also get all the detailing around the top of it as well. So I was like, let's try to use the chimney, and I just decided to put hedges around down the bottom so you actually can't see that it's floating, and I thought that worked fine. Then I was like, well, we got this big brick, I guess, chimney there. We should have a fireplace, so I put one in. Now I don't actually know what are the rules surrounding fireplaces in The Sims 4? Like, I don't know, because I remember in The Sims 3, if you put anything next to a fireplace, it catches on fire immediately. But I almost feel like that doesn't happen in The Sims 4, because I swear I've had like 100 chairs sitting in front of a fireplace and it just doesn't catch on fire. So I don't know what the deal is there. Whether you should or should not touch that fireplace, I cannot tell you. I'd probably recommend not, just to be safe, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments if that what's the deal with fireplaces in Sims 4. That's the question I'm asking. What's the deal with fireplaces? let me know. I have not used them enough in this game. I'll be honest. I've used them in builds, but I've never really used them in lift mode. I think the most I've used them now is my current season's Rags to Riches Let's Play, because we've got a couple in the house, and I think that's the most I've ever used them. Yeah, so this bedroom I kind of went to town with, just putting all these little decorative items here and there, because we've got the fireplace, we've got the mirror above it. I thought this wall was perfect for a big bookcase, because we had a big blank wall, and it just seemed really boring to have nothing on it, so I just got this little fun arrow light, got some plants there, got that big bookcase as well, so it's like this nice big storage shelf, so you could put whatever you wanted on there. Obviously, if it was real, you could put whatever you wanted there. In The Sims, you can just put your books there. I also thought it was useful to have that bookcase there, because I'm pretty sure the one next to the bed might not be accessible. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. But it looks cool. It looks cool, and that's all that matters. And like I said, getting color through a lot of these plants here. And I thought, so we got that picture there on the left, which has a sort of pinks and blues in it, so I was trying to tie that into the rest of the build as well. There's a few other little plants around the build that have that sort of color. But yeah, that's pretty much the interior now. I think then I'm doing a couple of little chairs on the deck, and then I was like, this build could use something else just to bring it to that next level. So that's one. That's where the idea for the little, I guess, the pond came in. It's technically just using the fountain tool, but it totally works. I think it just adds this other little element. Also, it means that because when your house is only one level of foundation up, your Sims can just step up onto it from anywhere. So it means that little deck that we have with the two chairs on it, random Sims can't just walk up onto it. You have to go through the house, which means you'd have to invite someone in before they could get to it. Which I also thought was kind of a useful thing, so you don't just have random people walking onto your deck because they can't get to it because there's a pond in the way. And then just doing some really simple landscaping. I thought I'd disguise the edges of the fountain to make it look a little bit more natural. I didn't do all of it. I just did sort of around the back bit and around the front here a little bit, just to make it blend in a little bit more. And then I left the side of the lot pretty standard, because I was like, well, there's not a lot of room here, and it's a big straight edge. I think this lot would probably benefit from being on a slightly larger plot of land. Like if you put this on a 20 by 30, it'd probably help out, because we're on a 20 by 15 at the moment. Because again, the extra 5 squares of width would probably help a lot to be able to place a few more things in there. But yeah, this is pretty much the build just here. Keeping it really simple. The 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, tiny pond house. Isn't it beautiful? I actually really like it. I think it turned out better than I was imagining it in my head, I'll be honest. I mean, look at that. It looks beautiful. It looks so serene. Now, if you imagined it somewhere that isn't like if you look at the neighborhood around it, that's one thing I always find really funny in The Sims 4 is like, because of the background is all set, like, and you can't change all the buildings in the background. You have all these, like, especially in this world, there's like all these sort of really traditional sort of homes. What do you call them? Not Victorian. They're more I can't think of the word. Something with C. Oh my god. I don't know. I can't remember the word. Anyway, the styling of the house does not match anything around it, which I find quite funny. Anyway, so this is the little living area. The bathroom is just there, which I think is quite nice, actually. It turned out quite well. And then, I think the bedroom is really, really nice. Right there, especially that new bed, the fireplace. If you get cold, you got the fireplace right there. So this is available for download on the Sims 4 gallery. You can click the link down below, or if you search for The Sim Supply, you can download it there. Also on screen right now, you can subscribe if you haven't already. I've also got a merch store, which you can get cool t-shirts and hoodies and sweaters and journals and phone cases and a lot of stuff there, and it also supports the channel, so I really appreciate it. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and have an awesome day.